I have an addiction. And after giving myself a hernia on the powerlifting platform and attempting to emaciate myself so I could look like the Green Goblin, I sat around for over a week trying to figure out what was wrong. After spending months pushing myself, obsessing and working towards a goal, I was a little bit lost. What was I going to do with my time? I needed my fix. But what was it? So I went to Dr. Google to give me a diagnosis. It came to the realization I'm addicted to suffering. A masochist, some would say. I enjoy putting myself through strange forms of torture in order to achieve a goal. So I was left with a choice. Give my body rest and talk to some trained professionals to address my masochist tendencies. Or find a completely unrelated sporting event. Something that I have no expertise in, just so I can dive back into the rabbit hole of competition prep. I mean, what do you think I did? There was 2 events which were on the horizon, which I aimed to conquer. These events were a gym bro's worst nightmare. They involved cardio, surfboat rowing, and the epitome of fitness, the triathlon. Ambitious? Extremely. Realistic? Potentially. But how could I transform this half-starved gym rat into the cardio machine I would need to be in order to achieve these goals? Well, have you ever heard of the term hybrid athlete? This term was made popular by athletes such as Nick Bare and Fergus Crawley. Gym Goliaths turned cardio juggernauts who found success in multiple disciplines, pushing themselves to the absolute limit to test what the human body can do. So what made me think that I could find success in a sport that didn't involve lateral raises or bench press? None. But it's better to give myself the title of hybrid athlete than unemployed uni student. Sorry, Mum. So how would I achieve these outlandish goals, you ask? With clever, unsupervised programming, spread over a 15-hour training week. Let's have a look. Now, most mornings I wake up at a disgustingly early time just to get my favourite sport in. And it's currently rowing. I have 3 goals which I aim to achieve over the different disciplines. Improve form and technique for powerlifting, increase my zone 2 endurance and cardio for triathlon, and to become a skilled rower so I can lead my crew into a successful rowing season. In terms of powerlifting, I got a lot of work to do. And Sundays, I prioritize developing my deadlift. I recently started training at a powerlifting gym and acquired a new coach with the hope to compete next year. This is then followed by swimming. Now, I might look like I could swim like Nemo, but my swimming ability is similar to what you'd expect one of these guys to do freestyling. If I want to get any better at swimming in the time we have left, we gotta start moving. Today's goal is 800 meters with a combination of breaststroke and freestyle. Because let's be realistic, I don't have the muscular endurance to do freestyle for over 800 meters yet, but we'll get there. I have 3 sessions for rowing each week, and all have different goals. Today's aim is technique and slow, easy 12-minuters. Attempting to iron out the bad form, so when we're in a carnival, I'm much quicker. Today we're on the ergs, and we're aiming to have good pace, around 2 minutes to 1 minute 50 per 500 meters. Now I have competed in rowing before, but I only qualified to be called a rower because I competed in 1 event. And in every race we came last. I mean, it was fun, we got a wave. For those unfamiliar with surfboat rowing, this is definitely the most unpredictable and insane sport that I do. A race can turn on its head in a moment's notice. You could be winning and all alone out in front, when all of a sudden you capsize due to a rogue wave. Or on the start line you get knocked out and sent into the drink. And with this season fast approaching, I've got a lot of work to do. Powerlifting session number 2. And it's all about tempo, technique and tactical positioning, with light tempo squats and bench press. Bench is definitely my weakest lift, and it's the one I have the most work to do. In my last comp, I bombed out nearly. Luckily I scraped through with a 115 kilo push, but we bombed out on 120 twice. It was a little bit embarrassing. Tuesdays suck. That's it, they just suck. A 5 AM wake up to meet the early bird, followed by an hour row, with the aim to become proficient in starts and turns. And then my housemate will rock up at 7:30 and we'll go for a 2-hour ride. He's a little bit quick, and I'm a little bit unprepared for this race. And after passing out on the lounge for an hour, it's time to go training again. Tuesday's goal is to have moderate rep weighted bench press with paused deadlifts just to throw a little spice in. Both are at RPE 6. Now Hamish, what is RPE? I'll be honest, I've got no idea. But the definition for RPE is the rate of perceived exhaustion. But doing these reps right now, I don't think I could do enough too. We made it to a beautiful Wednesday. It's all about rest, recuperation, and recovery. Except for the 5-kilometer sprint that we've ended up doing, because why not? To give context, the world record for the 5-kilometer time is owned by Joshua Cheptegei, who ran it in 12 minutes and 35 seconds. I will not be doing that. I won't be getting anywhere close to that, but we're gonna give it a red hot crack. So I recruited 2 of my rowing teammates, and we went for a little trot down to the beach.
Mindset.
1948. You know what? I'm pretty stoked with that. That was pretty nice. But the ability to do cardio with people around you really adds about 10% to your ability to push yourself. That little bit of competition, a little bit of ego, just gets into you and you want to go hard. Smells like hill sprints. And at 5:30, even better. Now where I live, there's some extremely steep hills that we want to climb, and my coach likes toughening us up so our mental toughness is great for our final few strokes in the race. Because by the end of the hour, your lungs feel like junk and your legs become jello. My competition squat is something that I'm still trying to progress. I have really long femurs, and anatomically, this is an extreme disadvantage for squatting. Yet, by utilising a low bar position and allowing my knees to slightly cave and listening to my coach, I'll aim to progressively push this throughout the weeks. But for now, we'll keep it light and we'll keep it controlled. Fridays. Today's goal is starts and turns. When taking off in a surfboat is to punch through the large shore dumping waves, whilst maintaining a unified rowing tempo, using our strong, powerful legs in order to start efficiently as possible. Otherwise, this might happen. But on race day, watch out, because with turns like these, we might not come last. Now I know, why am I benching 4 days a week? I also asked this question, but my coach explains that by benching every day, it forms good habits and techniques, which I'm currently trying to learn and perfect. Because at the end of the day, bench press is a skill, and by keeping the weight moderate, the reps low, and only having one heavy day a week, it allows me to steadily increase my bench, whilst improving my technique relatively quickly. And after missing 120 kilograms twice in my last competition, I can now proudly say that 120 kilograms is doable. Maybe even 130 soon. I mean, that's getting a bit far ahead of myself, but we have a goal. And we finally made it to the end of the week. Saturday is the rest day. Now, if you're asking if I'm training too much, probably. But if I want to achieve all these outlandish goals that I've set for myself, I need to be doing little things right every single day. Whether that be nutrition, training, or even just showing up, because that's half the battle. For muscle building, doing all this much cardio is not great. But at the end of the day, if I don't push myself in things that I find fun, what am I doing? Why should I pigeonhole myself with one sport when I can branch out and see what I can achieve in multiple sports? Because you never know what you could achieve if you just push yourself and apply yourself to something new. Will I burn out? I mean, we'll find out at race day.
That's the video. Just one back.